Hello everyone, Thor here. I'm going to talk about the upcoming PlayStation 5 event that's coming out, probably next week or soon after that, where hopefully I think they're actually going to show the console and we'll actually get to see what it does. After they showed the we've seen the Unreal 5 demonstration. I think that's going to look really good in person, especially on a nice TV set. I'm really excited about what that's going to bring for PC gaming as well as the PS5. And now that the new consoles are finally using SSDs, I'm really excited where gaming's going to go because I think that's going to make a huge difference between loading times and just the power. I think there's going to be a much larger jump from the PS4 to the PS5 rather than the PS3 to the PS4 because that just seemed it wasn't as big of a jump. So I think they're going to have a bunch of games to show. They said there's going to be they're going to have a few uh, events where they show off different games. So all the games I'm going to name here are my predictions. I think will get showed off eventually, if not at this presentation. But I'm hearing the presentation's about 2.5 hours, and I'm hearing all sorts of things of what could be there. So to start off with, Bluepoint's going to be there, and Bluepoint's been working hard on a remake of some sort. There's all sorts of rumors. That's why I have Legend Dragoon here. There's a lot of people hoping it's that. I think that'd be really cool. I don't think that's what it is. A lot of rumors are pointing towards it being Demon Souls, which would be pretty cool. But that's a fairly newer game. I would love to see him revive a few PS1 era stuff. Personally, I'd love them to see them do either Metal Gear or Silent Hill, which would be awesome. I think Sony's gonna get the rights to do it. I don't think they're buying the rights, but I think they're gonna get the rights to make a new Silent Hill game. It'd be awesome to get Kojima to do it, but I think they're rebooting the first game. It'd be really cool if that's what Bluepoint was doing, but it's probably like Demon Souls, or I'd love to see them redo Metal Gear Solid One. Or they could do Metal Gear Solid One. It could definitely use a newer version. It's still a great game, but it'd be really cool to see it on the new hardware and play through that. I'm a huge fan of the series. Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. Um, or even if they went back and just remade the original Metal Gear 1, which Hideo Kojima originally wanted to circle back to finish the whole story arc. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's never going to happen. And Konami really, they make pachinko machines. They don't really make games anymore, sadly. I have Resistance out here because Insomniac are do apparently they're doing a new Ratchet and Clank, which I think will be shown. I hear that it looks like playing a Pixar game, which is really cool. I never got super into the series. My little brother's into it. I love the Resistance series. I feel like it's very underrated. I think if they redid it or if they gave another studio a shot with it, I think it's just a really fun game. So I'd like to see, even if it's just an HD collection, I'd like to see that. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But I'll keep hoping. So um, I have Shadow of the Colossus out here because that's another thing Bluepoint did, and they do a really good job in remake. So I'm excited for what they make, and they also made I think they did the Metal Gear collection too. But I got Spider Man out because Insomniac's also going to be working on Spider Man 2. So they're a fairly big studio, so I think they'll be coming at that. And, they've been showing a lot of the hardware off with, Spider Man 1, showing it running on the PS5 and how quickly it loads. So I have a feeling we'll see Spider Man 2 and maybe a little bit of gameplay from that. Might be a little bit farther out, but that's going to end up being a trilogy, I assume. And I assume there'll be two games in the PS5. I think they'll have some third party. They'll probably show the next Resident Evil game, which would be pretty cool. Resident Evil 8. Not one of the remakes, but see where they're going after they went with the first person kind of PT inspired game for the last one. And speaking of that, like I said earlier, if Sony does Silent Hill and gets Kojima, let's get PT. That had a lot of potential that kind of got wasted and went to the wayside. Um, I also have God of War here because, of course, Santa Monica is working on God of War 2. That's going to come out. That's going to be probably awesome, and I hope they just continue it because the last one was a really enjoyed playing it. I go back to it every now and then. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure that Naughty Dog is working on something, and they always come out quality games. So I'm excited to see what they're doing. they usually have done a lot of times the new IP. I mean, PS1 was Crash, PS2 was Jack and Daxter, PS3 Uncharted and Last of Us. They continue with that to PS4, so I would be surprised if we didn't see a new IP from them. And I don't think we'll see a lot of it, but I think it'll be mentioned soon because they're one of the big developers with Sony. And I got to be curious if Sucker Punch is working on anything after Ghost of Tsushima, because that's coming out soon. So I'm sure they have plans for the PS5 as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring Infamous back. Infamous was a lot of fun, but Second Son I think was really good. I think the first was better than the second one, but it's all debatable. But Infamous could be fun to go back to or see what else they can do. I mean, they did Sly Cooper a long time ago, so they have a catalog as well. And finally, I think it'll close out on Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Guerrilla's, I think they're going to do a trilogy with that. I think there's a lot they can really show off what the system can do with the quick loading, the beautiful environments. They could show any amount of gameplay just exploring and just showing what the lighting can do and what they can do with like ray tracing. Guerrilla's always made games that look pretty good. I mean, back in the day they did the whole Killzone pre-rendered thing, but I don't think they'll have to do that anymore because technology's a lot better than it was. And I think Horizon was a great game by that studio, and it's surprising since it came from such a trilogy of shooters. And I think Horizon's a great open world game. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm doing a video on it soon, comparing it to a certain open world game that came out around the same time. So look forward to that coming out. And I can't wait for the next game. I played it recently, and it still really holds up. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the trilogy brings, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this next generation brings to gaming. So we'll see where we go. Thor out.